What's up, guys? So I want to do a quick video here, sort of a solo video here, talking about my experience with healing and why I also do not resonate with a lot of the mind body sort of neuroplasticity brain retraining programs that are out there. As some of you guys know that you follow my story a little bit, like I've gone through chronic Lyme disease, healed, relapsed, and with things like long COVID. And I do not resonate with a lot of the new age sort of terms of healing of like neuroplasticity, nervous system work, somatic, stuff, inner child healing, and all of these things. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is why I don't resonate with some of these box programs out there. In my journey of healing, when I healed in the past, I didn't know all of these terms. Like I didn't know like neuroplasticity. I didn't know, everything that was going on. I didn't know all the little nuances of healing. What I did was I knew what kind of helped and worked, and I just followed that. Followed that blindly, sort of. I put together like a compilation of things that helped me and that I saw helping me, and a lot of them were rooted in like psychology and, somewhat spirituality in a way. At least from like the new age, thinking of spirituality, things like Buddhism, presence, acceptance, surrender, letting go, these principles. And then what I began to do was fuse that with sort of acceptance and commitment therapy, which is basically a lot of what these programs out there that teach neuroplasticity. Really, it's kind of a form of acceptance and commitment therapy in a way, but they make it way more complicated. So I'm going to break down what acceptance and commitment therapy is, why that has helped me more than anything, and why and what some of these other programs sort of miss, and what they do that I just don't agree with. So number one thing is, in our class and what we teach is often a form of acceptance and commitment therapy. We do, teach a lot of healing routines and modalities within sort of nervous system, but I've found that that is not ultimately what gets people better. It is a form of acceptance and commitment therapy, and this is what has helped me heal more than anything. I know Josh would say the same thing, and I know a lot of people in our group would as well. Basically, in a nutshell, what acceptance and commitment therapy is accepting where you are at. Accepting that you are, chronically ill. You're dealing with some limitations. Like this is where you are. You cannot heal from a place of force, fear, fight, stress. So this is why acceptance is the number one key that has to happen when you are healing. I don't care what anyone else says. This is my opinion, my perspective, and what I've also seen with other people, hundreds of people that have healed in our class, and then people that I've talked to that have healed, that have gone through it. You have to heal from a place of acceptance of where you are at. Now, what I want to talk about is what acceptance is and what acceptance is not. Acceptance does not mean you are resigned to the fact that you are going to be stuck and sick forever. No, in fact, acceptance is actually a place of power. It is saying, okay, this is what I can control and this is what I cannot control. And it's letting go of control of the things that you cannot control. So, if you're feeling like crap and you're struggling, you're fighting against it, you're constantly in your head spiraling, what do I got to do to fix this, all that, that's not acceptance. Acceptance is like, I'm not feeling well, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'm actually going to still take action and believe that my body is capable of healing. And this goes into the second part of acceptance and commitment therapy, and that is committing to take action on your values and or goals and or believe that you are moving in the direction of health and healing. This is the hardest part because it often comes from a place where you have to do it blindly. You have to trust. You have to trust the way that other people have healed before you. You have to really put faith in knowing and trusting that your body is capable of healing, even if you've been sick for years, like I was before I implemented this. And trust that even if you do not heal, that this is the life that you'd rather live than staying stuck and sick and giving way to your symptoms, your fears, and all of that. And this is the combination of acceptance and commitment therapy. So committed action looks like, I do not feel well right now, but I am going to start living as though I am healing. And what that looks like can be vastly different from person to person. This is where you write down values and goals that you have in life outside of just healing from a chronic illness, and things that are important to you. For me, things that were important to me were like getting back to the gym, going back to see friends, getting back to school, getting back to work, starting to engage in hobbies again in life that I neglected when I got sick. And so it was a slow approach, and I began to implement this approach, and my body showed me, like, you are capable of doing this. And the more that I did, my body showed me you are capable of this. And this is what I've seen. So for me, it was like slowly getting back into hobbies, cruising around on my skateboard, getting out of my house, going and seeing friends, occasionally trying things, that I hadn't tried for years because I was scared, because I also felt like crap, and I was scared to do that for fear of knowing, oh no, my symptoms might get worse. And there's a lot of failure in this too. This is what I want to say. There are times where you retreat, where you kind of come back, and you step back, but you always keep moving forward in that direction and keep trying little things and keep moving in the direction of health. So for me, it was like getting back to the small things, and it was like taking a part-time job. Then it was like taking one class at a community college. Then it was like two classes. And then it was slowly implementing more and more. And at that time, as I was healing, I didn't even realize I was healing because I was doing more and my focus was externally. Yes, I was doing some of the practices within those type of programs, like meditation, like visualization, like EFT tapping and breathing exercises and grounding and these things. But it wasn't a regimented, formulaic thing like these other programs, preach. And this is why I don't agree with those. Those programs often get people stuck in the fix-it mindset and mode and mentality. And they do it, and kind of, I think, willingly and knowingly in some ways, because it keeps people trapped in that program. I don't agree with that. The other thing, that I really am big on is lifestyle shifts. Hacks, nervous system work, all that is not ultimately what helps people heal. It's a consistent daily practice that leads to shifts in your lifestyle that help you heal in the long run. One of those that is included in that is healing your gut, is nutrition, is what you fuel your body with, is what you put in your body. And this is a lot of reason why I don't agree with some of those other programs as well, as they often overlook nutrition and what you put in your body. These people and some of these other nutrition or these neuroplasticity and brain retraining programs are like telling people, to just eat whatever. And all you got to do is just EFT tap and visualize and do brain retraining. And I'm here to tell you, a lot of people that are chronically ill have poor gut health issues like leaky gut, SIBO, gut dysbiosis, candida, and all of these things. And that is where you need to address, the mind-body aspect from the body lens, like what you fuel your body with. And this goes also with like what you focus on, what you, not just put in your body, but what you watch, what you listen to, all of that. It's kind of like an anti-inflammatory diet, anti-inflammatory mindset. And that's what helped me heal a lot. And this is what I've seen a lot of people heal using as well when they work with me and when they kind of join our class. Is like, they're eating like crap and they're trying these, EFT tapping and they're trying all these hacks and they're trying these routines and they're stuck. And I'm like, dude, have you made some lifestyle shifts? Because that's what's kind of called for this. Like your old lifestyle, the one where you were drinking alcohol, eating like crap, partying, putting bad stuff in your body, stressing, fearing, worry, you have to let that go and implement a healthier lifestyle that is going to help you heal. And this is what I see that people often overlook. It's not about a quick fix. It's not about, what can I do really quick to heal? That doesn't work. It's about consistent daily practices. So this is a brief thing that I wanted to talk about. I will go more in depth in a future video on acceptance and commitment therapy. If you guys are curious about it, we've done other videos on it. We also talk a ton about it in our class. We talk a ton about acceptance, how to practice acceptance, how to overcome limiting beliefs and fears around your healing and in traumas and stuff like that, so that you can effectively begin to heal even while you're symptomatic, because that's what ultimately leads to it. This is where I talk about acceptance and commitment therapy. Now, I'm not a therapist. I've worked with therapists in the past. We've also have had board certified therapists in our class that co-sign on what we do and really push the science behind it all, because there's tons of science. It's not like, we're just making this stuff up. I've read hundreds of books. I've studied literature, not only on the gut-brain connection, but things like acceptance and commitment therapy. And I'm just like, this is stuff that I like to teach myself so that I can, help people more effectively and also help myself. I still at times go through ups and downs of healing. Healing is a journey. It is not a linear straight shot. I go through, ebbs and flows, windows and waves, just like everyone else. But I know how to handle them better. I know how to go through them better and more effectively, and that is part of healing. And that is the last thing. That is what these programs don't often teach people. They don't often teach people what the healing journey is like. People see marketing, advertising, from these programs that tell them, oh, you can get better in 3 months, 6 months, a year. Take all their money, they leave them to do it themselves, and then when they don't get better, they're like, what happened? It's like, well, you didn't prepare them for the healing journey as well. One, you can't put a timeline on healing. Everyone is on a different journey, especially people that are severely chronically ill, that are like debilitatingly chronically ill, like in bed, can't get out of bed. It takes time for the body to repair itself. And it's not just a nervous system condition. There are things that the body needs to repair, whether that's retroviruses, Lyme, or these other things. And so you need to give the body time to repair itself. And the body will repair itself, but it's not a quick thing. It's not a quick fix. So we prepare people for that. And we show people what the healing journey is like. So if you're in one of those programs, you may resonate with it. It may have helped you a little bit. But what I often see and what we often see is people try these box programs. They feel like they have to, they're left by themselves, and they spend thousands of dollars on them. Maybe they help get them into, better habits, which is great. But ultimately, the better habits are not what help you heal. Your body is what helps you heal when you do the right things through acceptance, surrender, letting go, and take committed action in life, and do the right things based on your values and your goals and your life that you want to create versus just trying to heal. You're never going to heal your body if all you do is spend time focusing on healing. I want to say that again. You will not heal your body from a chronic Lyme disease, long COVID, CFS, and all these if all you do is spend your time focusing on healing. We teach people how not to just heal their body, but how to create the life that they want to live as they are healing, and most importantly, when they are well enough so that they're now, that old life is that was contributing to getting them sick is no longer, and the life that they're waiting for, that is waiting for them, is there as they heal. And we've seen tons of people come through our class that were sick, that were broken, that were all this stuff. And then they go on, they come into class, they start making changes, these lifestyle shifts, they practice what we talk about. And the next thing you know, these people are starting businesses, traveling the world, creating podcasts and helping other people. We've had a bunch of people come through our class that are now health coaches and these type of things, that are using and fueling using the chronic illness and all of their limitations to fuel them into their new successes and new lives. It is hard work. It is not easy at times. It's going to be a bumpy road. It's going to be up and down. However, no one is too far gone. if you find yourself stuck in these programs and you're just looping, doing the same thing, and you're really kind of feeling like you're not getting anywhere, it could be that the program's keeping you stuck, and you really need, some different sort of approach. The last thing I will say is our program, Heal Club, is way different than anything you've ever experienced. It is an actual community where people are healing side by side one another. You get to know everyone in the class. You get to ask questions. You are not left alone by yourself. Josh and I are very involved in the class. If you have any questions, we do offer free 15-minute calls. The link on our website, thehealingdudes.com. You can schedule something there. And we don't gatekeep information, guys. We want to just see people heal. But I hope this video helped you guys to explain why I think, some of these programs just don't work and why they keep people stuck. Again, I'm not a doctor. Listen to your doctors. I'm not a therapist, but I'm 20 years of dealing with a chronic illness, healing from it, seeing hundreds, if not thousands of people heal along the way, and understanding what it actually takes to heal. I hope you guys are having a good day and a good week. Thanks for watching.